Well, good morning again for the third time today, for the first time. I'm just going to read the headlines and interject where I must. TheDailyCaller.com. I've just recently begun checking them on occasion, and they seem to be behind a lot of what I call breaking news lately in the political and criminal sphere. I think once you get into criminal, you're out of politics and into stuff that matters, like whether law matters, whether we arbitrate by opinion or there we all have to follow the same rules. That's what the whole idea was here in this America thing. So I forget where I was. No, I went on that tangent. The Daily Caller. I'm going to read some of the headlines. Tit for tat. Media report suggest these Trump officials are leaking damaging info on Scott Pruitt. Media report suggests. I don't really want to read that. Effing questions. Corey Lewandowski explodes on House Intel Committee? I'm not answering your effing questions. Corey Lewandowski explodes on the House Intel Committee. Who? Was it Schiff? I bet it's Schiff. Schiff wanted to talk to him. I thought the House Intel Committee had finished their investigation, wrapped up their side, and, of course the Democrats were saying, no, we're not done. They're just walking out. But I think technically they're done, and maybe the Schiff and friends are meeting still under some auspices of something they're calling themselves. Is that who he's not answering to, which would be logical? Let's read. Or is it Nunes and Group, which are the white hats, truly? I'll put my glasses on. That'll help. Former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski reportedly told the House Intelligence Committee in his latest interview that he was done answering their, quote, fucking questions, end quote. Lewandowski was the final witness in the committee's probe into Russian interference and appeared in front of the committee for the second time last month. I wonder if that was before or after they ended, because last month seems like the time frame that they ended their thing. During his first interview in March, Lewandowski reportedly refused to answer questions related to things that happened after he left the campaign in June of 2016. Okay. His latest appearance seemed to be more of the same, as he reportedly swore at Democrats. That would be Schiff and Company. Or Schiff? Yeah, Schiff and Company. That's the Democratic half of the Intel Committee. And told them that he would only answer relevant questions. See, relevant. There's a wishy-washy term. Relevant to who? You have to have the base to find out what's relevant to. The Democrats have one base, and they say things are relevant to that base, that idea, that concept, which is a little murky in my head and seems to shift some, and then relevant to Lewandowski is going to be had to do with the Trump campaign, which he completely, evidently, was not part of after June 2016. So it's none of their darn business, and it's irrelevant. Those are your poison. Yeah, relevant to their desire to know more about the Trump campaign and people who were parts of it. What has he done during the time he maybe rightfully could look into? Up through June 2016. What did they find in here that says there's smoke, and I bet something went on after this? Let's bring this in front of a judge to get a warrant to look at this stuff. Yeah. That's what I would do, because, you want to be nice to people, but this is high stakes legal gambling, and you really don't want to get down. So you need to stick to the letter of the law. It'll vindicate you if everyone will respect it. Anyway, I'm not answering your fucking question. You apparently shouted at one point. That would be a fly on the wall. Lewandowski did not deny. He used rough language and blamed Democrats for using expletives first. They yelled it first. They started it. Quote, I had to repeat on multiple occasions that there was no collusion, cooperation, or coordination because the Democrats couldn't understand my plain English way of speaking. End of quote. Lewandowski told CNN. Quote, the language they used in the committee was appalling. I've never heard such language used before. End quote. Really? Was he from the church choir? Was he raised in a church and didn't go to public school? He went to college. Come on, man. He works out in a gym. All right. Okay. Quote, I felt the need to respond in kind. Oh. All right. Well, yeah, either you can look at that as like getting in the gutter, or you have to sometimes communicate with people at their own level if you want to be heard in a manner where they can hear it. You have to use vocabulary they understand. And in diplomacy, I mean, this is sort of like the last bastion in diplomacy to just really spell things out. Ask people to look at writing and legal documents and evidence, the stuff that you can present in a courtroom. Okay, anyway. They can't grasp that. So Lewandowski is, look how he's breaking it down for him. I had to repeat on multiple occasions that there was no collusion, cooperation, or coordination. Well, that's his conclusion. They shouldn't be asking him what his conclusion is. He's a witness. It should be, maybe, did they ask him what's his opinion? Because it can only be what he saw and what he did or didn't do, or what he was involved in the paper trail of, or recording of, or whatever they do these days with their NSA sweeps and whatever. They can't grasp it. Okay, plain English. The language they used in the committee was appalling. I've never heard such language before. I felt the need to respond in kind. Okay, follow Amber on Twitter. That's a great article. So, there answers your questions. It was the Dems that were pissing him off, whether it was before or after the committee shut down, because they would have both had questions. Well, if he agreed to appear in front of the Senate Intel Committee. House Intel Committee. I think Nunes heads that and Schiff on the Democrat side. If he agreed to appear, they both would have questions. The way it works is Robert's Rules of Order, and it's something like a trial. I'm not sure, but it's very formal, and everyone gets their turn, and it's timed, and both sides get probably, in a courtroom, it's the first to go is the prosecution that wants to, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there. One day I'll harken back to that. Moving on back to the front page of the Daily Caller. Thank you for your patience if you're still here. Ominous court filings reveal new search warrant against Manafort. I think we touched on that they're still kicking and screaming. I don't really need to read that. It's just more like boilerplate and insert new names here. It's Mad Libs, Mueller's Mad Libs. Someone please make that meme. Huckabee. If sanctuary cities can defy federal law, pro-life governors should ban abortions. That's a good idea. If they're going to set precedent, let's not play softball. Trump promises long-term wins over China with tariffs. I agree. That'll happen. I'm not going to worry about it. The whole entire markets of the world are changing, and I think it's becoming less about physical trade and more about I want to say, the internet structure of the way people make a living. But I haven't done that study. I'm not going to go on that tangent. What do we have here on Tucker? Like I'm some kind of moron. Tucker gets heated during debate with immigration activists. That's another day. Of course that happened. Trump goes where Obama never dared. Sanctions, no kidding. Sanctions a member of the Putin family. Yeah, but he's in bed with Putin. Why would he do such a thing? Where's this coming from? Look. U.S. President Donald Trump makes his way across the South Lawn yesterday afternoon. It was windy here, but a beautiful afternoon. Trump returned to Washington after taking part in a roundtable discussion on tax reform. I did not watch that. And I probably will not. Or read about it. Excuse me. Excuse me. New Jersey governor. Yeah, that's a good story. New Jersey. Duh. The left has a potent weapon to attack conservatives. Yeah, she's sharp. This is a girl I was saying was sharp, I think, in free speech. And they're wielding it with devastating effectiveness. But Peter Hasson investigated a potent and effective force. I wonder if this is about the Homeland Secretary. Because I think that's her face. Or not. Sinclair Media. Maybe this is not. This is Ingraham? I don't really. Laura will be okay. I'm going back. I thought that was the secretary. Okay. Facebook. I hear a swishing sound near toilet. Down drain. CNN, more swishing. It's the toilet's getting faster. CNN forced to agree with Trump about rape among migrants. That is a real problem. Wow. Really? What is a CNN panel that agrees with Trump and they're eating crow and at the top of such a slippery slope to do things like that look like? I wouldn't know. But we can find out. Okay. This is... Try not to pirate. I'm trying to criticize. No, I can't work my computer, so there's no danger of me, pirating. I want to see the video. I'm sorry, I have to see the video. It's more about the expressions and less about the words. Although those are interesting too. Statement analysis is very interesting. 1 minute. Oh, good. It's short.
So specifically is he mentioning without any information or without any information or context? And the question, what is he talking about, is actually a very good lens to put on much of the president's public comments. Unfortunately, he was recalling his announcement in July of 2015, in which he famously said that Mexicans were coming into the country and raping people, but some of them were good people. I'm not sure why he's recalling this as a greatest hit. I think in the context of the moving National Guard to the border, he's saying that some of the human traffickers, there's a pattern of sexual abuse and rape.
That's a real problem.
That is a real problem.
As migrants and people seeking asylum are trying to get to the U.S., they are raped. Not on this caravan. They're not. That's why they're traveling in a caravan, for safety.
And it's not a new problem. It's been an ongoing problem. Okay. It's not a growing problem. It has been a problem since people began coming across the border. They pay coyotes to bring you across the border. Yeah. Having patrolled that border, it's a disingenuous deflection of what the real issues are, and it's by alarming people.
But it's also suggesting that this caravan are people seeking political asylum, that they're rapists coming.
And that's not the case.
Not only is it not the case, I mean,
How do you know?
Just go to there was a BuzzFeed reporter traveling along with this caravan. Here's what he reports. I've been with the caravan for 12 days. Haven't seen or heard of anyone being raped.
So the caravan thing is working. The only Mexicans coming are not just the ones in the caravan. There's lots of them. This just happens to be a large group. I've been What did the president say? Did the president say they're getting raped in that caravan? This caravan that she's in, and she's there to verify it. She hadn't heard about any rape. Okay.
Levels that nobody has ever seen before. To be clear, I haven't heard of anyone being raped in or around.
Well, here's the other problem. What we know about a lot of.
What did the president say? That's what I need to know. Replay this puppy for me back here. A tweet. She said, BuzzFeed reporter traveling. What is it? A tweet? Are they going to quote it in the article? BuzzFeed. Now they're quoting themselves and they're talking heads. The context of the moving National Guard to the border, Trump's saying that some of the human traffickers, there's a pattern of sexual abuse and rape. Said Avalon chief of the Daily Beast. Sure, that's a real problem. Okay. Yes, that's what they did. They pivoted. Then she cited BuzzFeed. Why is this on the Daily Caller? Seem to be promoting it. The problem here is that I don't know what Trump's tweet was. Maybe I'll insert it here. Unless he accused this particular caravan and he had a general statement. That's what I need to know. There's Ingraham again. I got to remember that. Morning Joe. Can't stomach him. Oh, accuses Trump of lying and then insert. This is another Mad Lib. Lying to insert second part of your infinitive here. Lying to create white nationalist backlash against illegal immigrants. Oh, he's trying to gin up the white nationalists. Who were they? Okay. Are they a dangerous group? What have they been up to? I heard something about Charlottesville. Didn't they kill someone in Charlottesville? Is that those Nazis? Are they here? They've taken over YouTube. That's all I know. That's all I don't know. That's the rumors swirling around. To understand how Russia interferes in elections, just look at what Russians are doing in Ukraine. Oh, see, Daily Caller. I don't need that. CNN correspondent. Migrant caravan takes issue with how Trump talks about them. Yeah, you think? Florida County sues companies for aiding. That's good. Aiding opioid crisis. That's good. That'd be nice if it got legs. The whole movement. CNN's Van Jones. Oh my gosh. Can't break his old habits of pushing environmental conspiracy theories. Van Jones is a conspiracy theorist. Trump gives Scott Pruitt a huge vote of confidence and takes a torch welder to a rumor about Jeff Sessions and Pruitt. Oh, really? When did that happen? Do people really believe this stuff? Okay, so there's. Does this have anything to do? We didn't know. It doesn't have anything to do with Kelly. Let's see if they talk about Kelly over here. Chinese sperm donors have a hilarious. No, Mark Levin. Yeah. Democratic Socialist students demand campus police disarm. Where? Please don't be in America. New York Police Department officers yell at demonstrators as they detain a man following a protest. The killing of Zahid Vassell on April 5th. So this must be Democratic Socialist students demand campus police disarm. Nope, this is America. No, Ben has something to say about it. But I don't really want to hear it. Facebook deleted Zuckerberg's personal messages retroactively. No one else can do that. If they haven't been subpoenaed, it's fair game. Sorry. It pisses me off too, but I would do that if they weren't under subpoena and I was guilty. Yeah. Yeah, I would. If I wasn't guilty, I wouldn't. If I was shady, I might. Economy. Oh, mind manipulation? No censorship by copyright. No censorship by copyright is the real threat to elections. Whatever. The OC plunges into Trump world with migrant. No. Bailout. No. Killing sea lions. Won't balance nature or the budget. Bureaucrats can't make the scales equal. Okay, this Mueller grand jury. I don't mean to laugh at killing sea lions. I just meant that's pretty first grade logic there. Yeah, we know that. Someone has spent money to give us this headline. Someone's career brought this headline to us. Someone or someone's. This Mueller grand jury witness says enough is enough. Oh, yeah, good. In historic, I don't know if that's Corey Lewandowski, but CEO of 5W, Ron Taras and 5W Publications. I've seen him recently. In historic reversal, Republicans are likely to retain control of Congress. Oh, that would be good. More swamp draining. Executing the wrong opioid policy. Calling on the GOP be the party of character. We're working on it. We're trying not to be a big, bumbling, low, one brain cell rhinoceros in the room. You know? Trying to upgrade from rhinoceros. We really are. Unarmed invasions needs a repellent and fast. Yeah, Alan Keyes. I haven't followed him much. I hear his headlines sometimes and then usually agree with him. Here is how Trump can use the military at the Mexican border right now. In lots of ways. Presidential outbursts can become coherent policy. I trust that they will. Retired U.S. Army Colonel. I might come back to that in another video. His article. Fact. It's either information. It's probably information we could use. Sounds like it might have some facts. Fact. Abortion is fundamentally anti-feminist. I agree with that, and I've seen the science. To understand how Russia interferes in elections. Just look at Russia. No, John Bolton is the right man for the job at the right moment. Says who? I agree. He can serve his purpose, just like previous people high in the administration have. And now they've moved on to something else. That's what you do. You get the right talent for the job you're executing as you go through your priority list. And you probably tell them in the interview, this is what I'm hiring for you for, this skill that you have. I need done on this project. Using the word project loosely. Thank you for going over this front page with me. If you've made it to here, you are some sort of really patient person. Thank you. Goodbye.